Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty back with Class of the Living Dead. We left off with a bunch of survivors in the chemistry lab, where we are making weapons to go to the AV room and try to get help from the outside world. As the air explodes with fire and the closest test tubes shatter, I lunge forward to pull down Mel out of the danger zone, shielding her from the flames as we drop. Ah! Are you okay?
You didn't have to do that. I know enough to duck.
Her cheeks redden and she looks away from me. With my adrenaline fading, I noticed that my rush to shield her resulted in the two of us being inches apart, her all but pinned by me. Sorry about that. I just didn't want you to get hurt. It was your fault anyway. Footsteps pound towards us and I look up to see Yua, Ronko, and Tatsumi. How big is this classroom? We heard an explosion. What happened? Are you okay? Yeah, it was an accident. What's with Yua? She has such an odd look on her face. She's been bitten! With a jolt, I realize I'm still practically on top of Mel. I quickly scramble to my feet and she does the same. I'm not surprised Mel didn't do that right off. Should I say anything about this? Explain what happened or don't say anything. We should explain what happened. You see, I misjudged the amount of gas I was using while trying to create a portable flamethrower and it caused an explosion. Who hasn't said that at least once during a school day? I feel like he should have looked up and made sure he knew the right amount of gas before he tried to make anything involving flames. So that's what happened. You should take care not to make such mistakes in the future. She's very right about this. I'll be much more careful from now on, trust me. Anyway, because of the blast, I shielded Mel, and that's when you all ran in. Ran in from where? Where were you guys?
I'm glad you're okay.
Oh good, she doesn't look quite so jealous anymore.
I'll go back to keeping watch then.
We should finalize our plan. Where on earth is the annoying pink-haired girl? Before I can finish, Mel meets my gaze. Her expression is flat. Thanks for shielding me, even though I would have been fine. But in the interest of not having any further explosions, I think I should finish up the weapons alone. Her tone leaves no room for argument. Right. I'll go see what Yua and Ronko have come up with then. I hurry away from Mel and join them as they return to the desks where they were working. So, have you figured out the best route for us to take? Well, a sudden cry makes her fall silent. Zombies! They're coming this way!
They must have heard the explosion you idiots caused.
I resent that, but this is no time to argue. We need to barricade the door. One desk already sits in front of the door, but with Tatsumi's help, I got a second one stacked on top of it. I still don't feel like we should be able to lift these desks. 2 more desks shoved against the door. After that, complete our makeshift barricade. I take a step back. The door trembles as the zombies slam at it from the outside, but it holds. Phew, although this is going to make getting to the AV room a bit more difficult.
Actually, it won't.
I turn back to them.
After going over everything, Ronko and I decided the safest path is to leave through the windows and use the emergency stairs instead of going through the halls.
I was going to make a joke about using the windows, but apparently they really are. I was thinking more shimmying along the building, though, how these games tend to go. What should I say about their plan? Smart idea, that should be much safer. Or the window, isn't that dangerous? I don't even know what floor we're on. I'm going to just say smart idea. Smart idea, that should be much safer. Unlike the halls and classrooms, the emergency stairs should be free of zombies. Yeah, because not like anyone in the middle of the emergency would run for the stairs. Right, the only way zombies could be out there is if an emergency exit was open when the outbreak began, or if the zombies figured out how to open it. Don't you typically just push?
If it goes as planned, we should only have to deal with zombies right outside of the AV room.
Here's hoping. However, we should still arm ourselves in case we run into any trouble. Right. Okay, weapons are ready. Everyone come here. As we gather around the lab table, I notice Ronko was hanging back, as if she's reluctant to join the group. While Mel hands Yua a sealed vial of acid, I step closer to Ronko. Something wrong? There is no need for me to take one of these weapons. After all, I already have my own. I mean, a weapon you can throw could be useful, though. She holds up her katana. Why do you have that anyway? It's for my Iaido practice. I never thought I would need to use it in an actual combat situation. Now, I'm not super familiar with sword practices in schools, but don't they typically use wooden swords for those? Like, I just don't feel like they would be letting kids run around with bladed weapons. Practice. Taking a closer look, I realized her katana is the sort of blunted weapon she would have used for practices and demonstrations. You say that, but it was still killing zombies left and right. She must have sharpened the edge herself when she knew she'd have to fight. You're right, you probably should keep fighting with the weapon you're familiar with. You're pretty skilled. Not skilled enough. She's still beating herself up over what happened to Ari. And I apologize if the music is a little quiet. Like, I'm trying to experiment with the audio settings to, like, see how this sounds once it's done. You were able to get Kei and Tatsumi to safety. Yes, I will keep reminding myself of that. From what I saw, you're a pretty excellent swordswoman. Yet I was fighting incorrectly. You were the one to tell me I should aim at the zombies' heads. That was a guess on my part based on what I'd seen in video games and movies, to be honest. It's not your fault you didn't know. Nevertheless, I wish I had your knowledge. What should I do? Teach Ronko about fighting zombies or dismiss the idea? I'll teach her about fighting zombies, but I feel like I already told her the basic. I think that we know. If you really think it will help, I'd be happy to give you some tips. I'd be very grateful for your assistance. So if you lead Mr. X to the zombies, he'll swat them out of the way for you. Her formality makes me a little nervous. I hope she realizes I was serious when I said my knowledge comes from games and movies. Okay, the first thing to keep in mind is that you can't fight zombies like you would a living opponent. Even though they look human, they're dead undead. Of course, we don't actually know that any of these people are dead and they're not just, sick and violent. How is that possible? Well, I don't know. The important thing, though, is that attacking their bodies won't do anything. They don't feel pain and wounds won't slow them down. Again, we don't know that any of this applies to them. I wonder if we'll actually learn what caused the zombie outbreak or whatever's happening. Hence your instruction to aim for the head. That's right, destroying the zombie brain will put it down permanently. At least, that's how it works in games. Unless they come back as a crimson head. I'm used to drawing my katana for a quick slash in front of me, but this requires a different sort of precision. She lifts her katana to eye level and extends it in front of her as if envisioning how she'll have to hit a zombie's head. Here, if you angle it just a little, you should be able to attack more easily. I step behind her to adjust her arms. Her skin is warm beneath my hands, and I'm abruptly aware that my chest is nearly pressed against her back in this position. I quickly step away. Yes, I see. Seemingly unfazed by our closeness a moment ago, she takes 2 lightning fast swings at the air before nodding in satisfaction. Targeting the legs is also a good idea, since they'll be slower if they can't walk. I kind of ended up doing her voice a little bit there because I thought that was her. Would cutting off their arms be a benefit to stop them from grabbing us? Yes, you're learning. Yes, they'll still be dangerous, but it'll help. So you're getting the hang of this already. Her head bows and she sheathes her katana. What's wrong? It's unsettling to speak so coldly of destroying the creatures that were once our classmates, and even more disturbing to know I have the skill to dispatch them. They aren't our classmates anymore. We will still see their faces and recognize them. Then we will cut them down. The lack of emotion in her voice makes me shiver. Hesitant, I reach out and touch her shoulder. The actual people are already dead. This is what they'd want us to do. Will Ari be among them? Probably. Kind of a shame, since Ari didn't get a portrait, we'll never get to see that. I wonder if we'll see any of these kids zombified. I failed to save her once. Will I now be forced to kill her corpse? If we encounter Ari, I'll do it. What? I'll do it. I won't make you go through that. Thank you. For a moment, our gazes meet. Then she looks away and her shoulders sag. I wish I wasn't so weak to need to depend on someone like this. Hey, it's not about being weak. It's about supporting one another. We all need to work together at a time like this. My hand is still on her shoulder and she slowly reaches up to place her own hand over mine. Her fingers are delicate, yet I can feel the strength required for her swordsmanship. I'm glad you're here. You're a good man, Shorty. Oh, it's nothing. I'm just trying to do my part. With you here, I feel like I can depend on someone after all. Meanwhile, we haven't gotten our fire weapon, and everyone's just like, what the frick are you guys doing over there? You're not in this alone. I know you're the head of the student council, but don't try to take all of the responsibility. Thank you. I'll remember that. Thank you for your combat advice as well. Anytime. She steps out of my grip, but the warmth of her skin lingers on my hand as I stare after her. I thought you touched her shoulder. Shorty, do you want weapons or not? Sorry, I'm coming. Yua, Tatsumi, and Kei have already been equipped with weapons, although Kei looks less than enthusiastic about the vials of acid she's now carrying. I join Mel at the lab table, and she hands me a burner with a lighter attached to it. Congratulations, you get one of the 2 flamethrowers. I have the other one. Just squeeze this makeshift lever to activate the flaming gas. Why would we give him a flamethrower after what happened last time? Pointing the flamethrower away from everyone, I give it an experimental squeeze. A flame shoots out. What are you doing pointing flamethrowers? This idiot. Good, you figured it out. Now don't do that again unless there's a zombie in front of you, because fuel is limited. Right. She hands me a pouch of vials, too. These are acid projectiles I talked about. Throw one at a zombie, preferably at the head, and it will shatter on impact. What if we fall on the vials? Won't that hurt us? I can make more, so conserve the flamethrower whenever you can. Okay, got it.
Well, I guess this means we're ready to go?
This is stupid. You don't have to go with us if you don't want to.
No way am I staying here by myself, and if you morons are all going, I guess I'll tag along.
For those of you who haven't heard, our plan is to go through the balcony and use the emergency stairs to reach the AV room. Follow me. Balcony? What school has a balcony? Outside, we race up the emergency stairs to reach the AV room. Once we're outside, why don't we just leave? Being out in the fresh air is a relief, but it's diminished by the sight of zombies milling about through the streets below. Although I guess some Japanese schools have that gate thing that they close. But I'd still be trying to go over the wall. Or find the key. So many of them.
Zombies?
I know, Wait, she doesn't mean those ones. There are zombies on the emergency stairs!
I thought you said this path was safe.
We miscalculated. Don't panic, guys. This is why we brought our weapons. To emphasize his words, he lobs one of his projectiles at the approaching zombies. The glass shatters and the acid explodes. The zombie drops to the ground.
It worked!
Yes, Mel really is a genius. We proceed forward more cautiously now, using our weapons to take down the zombies in our path. It works even better than I expect, and soon my confidence in our plan is restored. Unlike me, Mel looks more shaken than ever. She stares at the approaching zombies with wide eyes and her hands tremble. Hey, are you okay? I feel like we're not getting any time with you.
I went into science to help people. I never thought I'd see the day when my knowledge was used to kill, and so efficiently, too. Zombies or not,
She shakes her head and pushes past me on the stairs.
Never mind, forget it.
Despite her brusque words, her shoulders are rigid, her hands now clench into fists to keep them from shaking. Let's not have a heart-to-heart here on the stairs in the middle of this. Should I do something? No! Reassure Mel that she did the right thing or focus on fighting zombies. I think we should focus, but I'm going to reassure Mel. And just hope it's a passing word and not like a 10-minute monologue. I catch up with her again. Listen to me, Mel. You did the right thing.
Didn't I tell you to forget it?
I can tell it's bothering you.
I'll do what's necessary.
And that's a good thing.
Sure.
It is. I know it's hard. You're not the only one struggling with the morality of what you're doing right now. But you need to focus on the good parts. These weapons are helping us survive.
Yeah.
She looks so unhappy that before I know what I'm doing, I turn to her on the stairs and hug her. It's okay, I promise. What are you doing? Sorry. Quickly let go and start walking again while she shakes her head beside me.
Did you forget and think I was your pal Yor or something?
No, I knew it was you. I wanted to make you feel better. I should have asked first.
It's not sure a random hug is exactly the best way to cheer someone who just saw her chemical weapons in action, you know.
Don't think of it as using your knowledge to kill. Think of it as a different way to save people.
That's the most optimistic appraisal I've ever heard of creating acid bombs that make zombies' head explode. But sure, I'll try to think of it that way.
I think I'm making progress. She looks calmer, at least. We're all really happy you're here.
Ha! Come on, no one's happy I'm around.
What?
People vaguely appreciate me right now because I made weapons. As soon as this is over, things will go back to normal.
Some tells me that's not going to happen for a while.
Not like anyone wants to hang out with me for my company.
I would.
Huh?
I'd love to hang out with you sometime.
Did you take a blow to your head in the explosion or something?
No, I think you're a cool person, and I'd like to talk to you sometime when we're not fighting for our lives.
Huh.
So for the record, I don't just appreciate you because you can help us kill zombies.
Never thought I'd hear someone say that, especially not a loner like you. Then again, maybe it makes sense that it'd be you.
She stops walking and faces me, then holds out her hand. Stop! Stopping!
I'm not much of a hugger, but why don't we shake on it? Once this is all over, we'll hang out and be nerds together. Deal?
I laugh and shake her hand. Deal.
Now we better get back to fighting. It's the only way we'll survive.
Everyone else is just dead right now. Phew, she looks like she's much more accepting of the situation now. I'm glad. What we need to do is horrible, but I can't afford to hesitate.
And for the record, I'm happy you're here, too.
We hold each other's gazes a moment longer, and then we hurry up the stairs after the others again. I kind of wish they'd made the zombies look unique, so that we'd at least feel like we were killing unique people and not just random spawned enemies. I feel better now, too. I'm looking forward to the day we can spend time together just for fun.
Shorty!
A U.S. cry, I push forward toward the front of the group until I reach her. What is it?
Ronco thinks we should take the next emergency exit back inside.
What? What about reaching the AV room? The emergency stairs were a good idea only because we thought they would be free of zombies. Out here, we're forced to fight in a narrow space. The halls will give us more room to maneuver. Okay, good point. We'll head inside and go through the halls to reach the AV room.
Right.
While Yua spreads the word so the others know the plan. There's like 5 of us. Just say it. Ronco and I lead the charge with the remaining zombies between us and the next balcony. Here it is, let's go. Where are all these balconies? We open the way back into the school and fight off the closest zombies. Then we run together in the direction of the AV room until we finally reach a clear section of the hall. Everyone okay? Ronco stands beside me, alert for danger. Katsumi gives me a firm nod when our gazes meet. Kay looks annoyed, but at least she's still with us. Yua gasps for breath, but she's holding up. Wait a minute. Why is she wearing socks? Where her shoes go? I look at everyone again and then look down the hall. No one else is around except for distant zombies. Did we miss Mel? Mel is nowhere to be seen. Mel! Mel has disappeared. Did she get separated from us on the stairs? Or did she have a reason to go off on her own? What should we do now? Find out in the next chapter. Well, we're going to do the next chapter immediately, so let's hopefully find out and save Mel. Although we were in a stairway, I don't know where she went. Where's Mel? Everyone else looks just as startled to me as we realize she's missing. You were talking to her last, Shorty. I know, but then I moved toward the front and... Did I see Mel after that point? Did she make it into the building with us? I'm sorry, I'm not sure when she got separated from us. We have to look for her. Are you kidding? We just got away from that horde of zombies and you want to go back? Did we? Weren't they just like a foot away from us when we noticed Mel was missing? We can't abandon Mel. Why not? You let Eri go when it was too dangerous to try to save her. So how is Mel any different? The reminder makes Ronco flinch and lower her gaze. I see what Kay is getting at. She must feel like we're treating Mel like she's more important than Eri. And again, it was clear Eri had no chance of survival, but we don't know about Mel. What should I say? Yua is right, we can't give up on Mel yet. Or Kay is right, we should move on. Can't give up on Mel. Yua is right, we can't give up on Mel yet. You gave up on Eri easily enough. It was already too late for her. I'm not happy about it, but there was no way we could have reached Eri in time. But you think Mel is wandering around perfectly fine somewhere, huh? She was armed. There's a chance she just got separated from us. Yes, we should backtrack and try to find her. We can also split up. We head back down the hallway the way we came. Mel? I don't see any sign of her. Just zombies. Zombies everywhere? Our former classmates and teachers close in on us, their eyes vacant and soulless. From behind, another group comes to the emergency exit. Look out! Let's get rid of these baddies. I whirl around and aim my flamethrower at the group behind us. I hope Mel's not there somewhere. The plume of fire knocks them back even as Ronco attacks the closest zombies in front. You and Tatsumi each hurl a vial of acid. There's so many of them, though. If this keeps up, we're going to run out of projectiles. Mel said she could make more, but even if we find her, we'll need to get back to the chemistry lab. Will Mel show up and save us? We can't fight all of them. We need to conserve our weapons for the fights that really matter. Just like a survival horror game. I should have realized this earlier. Then we need to get out of here. Now. Although we still haven't found Mel, we have no choice but to retreat. Ronco and I break through the line of zombies behind us and we start running back up the stairs. The zombies are slow, but there are too many of them. We can't afford to take it easy just because we're faster. Oh no! I turn in time to see Yua tumble down the stairs. She cries out again and I rush to her side. Are you okay? Can you walk? Did you land on a vial of acid? The zombies are right behind us! I think so. She stands up again, although she winces in pain. Blood runs down her leg from where it scraped against the metal stairs when she fell. How does that happen? Come on. I grab her hand and help her catch up with the others. It was metal stairs. You're hurt. It's just a scratch, haha. We need to get her to the infirmary. Follow me. Someone is concealing a bite here. Reaching the infirmary expends more of our precious acid projectiles than I'd like, but at last we arrive. And find the infirmary crawling with zombies. Oh god, that's a school nurse. And some more students too? Well, Tatsumi helps you over to a bed where she can sit down and take pressure off her injured leg. Ronco and I take down the zombies in the infirmary. It's like, let's just go into the zombie-infested infirmary. Since it needs to be a safe enough place for us to treat Yua's injuries, it's not good enough to leave wounded zombies crawling around. We need to kill them all, which uses up another burst from my flamethrower and a few more vials. That's why you should have got bats. Even with Ronco not needing any sort of fuel supply, we're getting dangerously low on weapons. That's the last of them. Good. I turn my attention to Yua. Her leg is scraped up and bloody, and she bites her lip from the pain. How badly did you fall? When our gazes meet, she forces a smile, but I can tell she's suffering. Should I help her? Take care of Yua's injured leg, or let someone else help her? I should help her. She's our friend. Okay, let's see about this leg. I crouch in front of Yua and study her injuries. Up close, it's not as bad as I feared. It's mainly just a few shallow gashes trickling blood over a wider area. Don't worry, this shouldn't be too hard to fix up.
Always taking care of me as always, Shorty.
What else am I here for?
Ha, you're worth so much more than just that.
But I bet right now you're glad I'm here to take care of you, right?
Of course, but...
Then no objections. I tap her nose to emphasize my point. She giggles.
You always know how to make me feel better.
Here's hoping that extends to your leg, too. While the others keep watch to make sure no further zombies find us, I get a wet cloth and clean up Yua's leg. She winces as the cloth runs over her cuts. I also want to know how the heck Mel got separated from us. We were in a stairwell. Like something would have had to have caught her attention and made her run off alone. Sorry.
It's okay. I know you're helping.
I go as gently as I can. Once her leg is clean, I disinfect the wounds as well. Then I locate the bandages and start bandaging up her leg.
We haven't done this in a long time.
Thankfully. It's been years since I used to help Yua after she got hurt by bullies. I'm so glad those days are far behind us. Still, I never thought I'd find myself patching her up again in a situation like this. Once her bandages are secure, I pat her leg gently. How's that?
It still hurts, but at least it's not bleeding anymore.
Yeah, hopefully it will start to heal soon. I just wish I could take the pain away, too.
Well?
What? Is there a way I can?
Well, it does feel good to have your hand there.
I look down and realize my hand is still resting on Yua's leg above her bandages. Keep the hand below the skirt, buddy. My first instinct is to pull away, but because of what she said, I leave it where it is with an embarrassed laugh. That helps, huh?
Your hands are always so soft and gentle.
Really?
Yes, it almost makes me look forward to getting hurt for moments like this.
Hey, now, there's no need for that. Avoid getting hurt, and instead... Wait, I can't say something like I'll touch your leg whenever you want me to. That would sound way too awkward.
It's fun to make you blush.
I see you're feeling better already.
Thanks to you.
Good. If you need anything else, just ask. You can always rely on me.
I know, you've always been there for me. Do you really think we'll get through this alive?
I reach out and take her hand. We'll get through this together, I promise.
Hearing that really makes me feel better.
So what's our next move? I suppose we should still try to reach the AV room. Forget that Mel girl.
Hang on a minute.
Huh? He has barely said anything since the decision to look for Mel, but now she stands with her arms crossed and a scowl on her face.
Are we really going to pretend everything's back to normal?
I don't think anyone's pretending things are normal.
I'm not talking about the zombies, I'm talking about her.
She points straight at Yua.
Me?
What are you talking about?
You know how zombies infect people? But someone gets hurt and you just clean up the injury like it's no big deal? How do we know Yua wasn't bitten?
Well, it's not like I didn't say the same thing, so... Oh, for... The stairs bit her!
I'm not walking around with someone who might turn into a monster the moment my back is turned.
I bet she'd turn into a monster. She'd sacrifice us all.
I wasn't bitten. Of course she'd say that. Anyone would.
Look, I saw Yua fall. Her leg scraped against the stairs. That's how she got cut. A regular infection might be a concern, but she won't become a zombie. I mean, what if there were zombie germs on the stairs? He is correct. Her wounds were straight gashes, not bite marks.
Fine, if you say so, but I'll have my eye on her.
Now that we've got that settled, we really need to get to the AV room to find out what things are like outside the school. And call for help with any luck. We need to plan out the most efficient path to reach the AV room from here. While they discuss the position of the AV room relative to the infirmary, I sit down alongside Yua. Can you walk?
I think so, but I might need help.
Okay. I stand up and help Yua to her feet. She leans against me for support and lets it alongside. Why are we helping her up when we don't know her path yet? What do you think will happen when we reach the AV room? We'll learn it was all for nothing. What should I say? I bet we'll get in touch with someone who can rescue us, or I think we need to be prepared for the worst. I think we need to be prepared for the worst. Let's be real. I don't want to give her false hope. I think we need to be prepared for the worst.
Oh?
The first zombie came from outside, so the incident can't be isolated to our school. Who knows what's going on out there? Yua sniffles and rests her head against my shoulder.
I wish this was all a bad dream I could wake up from.
Me too, Yua. Me too. We've worked out a path. Let's go. We should have worked out a path together so we'd all know what it is. There's more of them. 2 sets of twins. No teachers. The boys are in socks too. Despite Ranko and Tatsumi figuring out the most efficient path to the AV room, there are still zombies everywhere. Is all of this planning even worthwhile when we run into so many zombies along the way regardless? There are too many of them. It's not far now. We can still clear a path. Even as she says it, more zombies shamble around the corner.
They're coming from behind us too.
We're their only prey left in the building, so they must be doing their best to follow us wherever we go.
Great. Did I just follow you guys here to die?
It's not over yet. I dash forward and use a burst from my flamethrower to ignite the front line of zombies. They fall back with hideous cries and crumple to the ground. Another pushes forward toward me, and I aim the flamethrower at it for a second attack. Huh? Oh no, I'm out of fuel!
Shorty!
Yua throws a vial of acid before the zombie can reach me. Thanks.
That was my last one.
More zombies are coming. What are we going to do? At this rate, we'll run out of weapons before we reach the AV room. We need some way of drawing the zombies away. I think through all of the strengths and weaknesses. Then the solution hits me, and I take a shaky breath. Okay, guys, I'm going to lure the zombies away. Once the path is clear, head to the AV room, and I'll meet you there.
What do you mean you're going to lure them away?
I'll get their attention so they'll follow me, and then run until it's safe to circle back around and join you again. What if you circle back around just to find new zombies waiting for you? And why would they follow you and ignore them?
No, it's too dangerous.
Don't worry, I still have some acid vials. I'll be able to get around them after they follow me. Shouldn't I be the one to do it instead? What? My weapon will never run out, and I'm also the better fighter since I've been trained in swordsmanship. Shouldn't I be the one to lure the zombies away? No, I want you to lead the group to the AV room while I distract the zombies. Why? Why do I want Ronco to stay with the others? I'm relying on you to keep them safe, or I have more experience with zombies. I'm relying on you to keep them safe. Being a more experienced fighter is way more useful, I think, not knowing zombies. Especially since we only know it from fiction. I'm relying on you to keep them safe. You are? Yes. Even though we don't have much time, I step closer to her so I can look straight into her eyes and place my hands on her shoulders. I know you're strong enough to protect them. She's going to feel real bad if she fails now. You're strong, too. In this case, the person leading the group needs to be the strongest one. The person acting as bait just needs to be the fastest. All I have to do is run and eventually get around the zombies again. Is this where we're going to run into Mel again? Ronco will need to fight with everyone, and with everyone running low on weapons, she'll take on the brunt of the effort. Besides, I'm confident I can escape the zombies, and I know you'll keep the others safe. Because I'm perfect at everything I do, right? A hint of sadness enters her voice as she says it, and she lowers her gaze. Her reputation must not be entirely appreciated. We're having another conversation when we're surrounded by zombies again. That's not it. It's because I've seen you fight. I've seen you take charge, and I've seen how you care about the people around you. The way I care? Yes, you won't let anything happen to them unless you have no other choice. Is that really how you see me? It is. To my surprise, she throws her arms around me and presses in close for a sudden hug. I won't let you down. Ronco? I promise to be the person you see me as. I'll fight to protect everyone. I'll keep them all safe, and we'll see you in the AV room. Thank you. I hug her back and then step away. However, our gazes lock again and they freeze. The emotion in her eyes is hard to place. Hope, confidence, and something less easy to define. Promise me you'll come back safely too, Shorty. I will, I promise. I believe you. You won't give up unless you have no other choice. The echo of my own words to her makes her smile. I think we're starting to understand each other. It makes me wish we'd spoken to each other more in the past. Yeah, me too. I always saw her as this untouchable student council leader, and she saw me as, what? Probably an isolated loner who would have nothing in common with her. When all this is over, we should hang out. I'd like that. It's a deal, then. First, we need to get out of here alive. Get through this alive. I promise. I'll keep everyone safe. On an impulse, I hug her again. Thank you. Now I really need to be going. Remember, you promised to come back to me. I will. Even as I hurry away from the group, her words drift through my mind. I can't believe the zombies waited while we finished this whole discussion. She wants me to come back to her specifically. Is there a reason she said that? I need to survive this so we can talk again. You aren't really going to do this, are you, Shorty? Shorty! Go to the AV room as soon as the way is clear. We will. Once I'm closer to the more distant group of zombies, I take a deep breath and yell at the top of my lungs. The zombies lurch toward me. It still isn't enough. I pull one of my last projectiles and throw it at the wall. The resulting explosion draws even more of them, while Ronco, Yua, Tatsumi, and Kei edge together down the hall away from me. At last, it's enough. I turn and run with a horde of zombies hot on my heels. You were going to throw it. You should have just thrown it at zombies. Can I escape the zombies chasing me? Will I be able to reach the AV room and reunite with the others? Or is this the gamble that will doom me? Find out in the next chapter. Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty, back with Class of the Living Dead. We were on our way to the AV room when Yua got hurt, Mel is missing, and that's about it. But yeah, we've separated from the others in an attempt to help everyone else escape. The zombies follow close behind me as I race through the school. They're slow, but when there are so many of them, I can't risk even a small delay. I keep running. At last, I risk a glance over my shoulder. You and the others are out of sight. My ploy to lure the zombies away from them worked. Now I need to make good on my promise to return. My plan is simple. I'll draw the zombies down one side of the room and then make a loop to reach the door. Unfortunately, the zombies split into groups when we enter the classroom. There's no clear path. Is this where Mel comes and saves us? God, it looks like I'll have to fight after all. Take this! I run toward the weakest point in the line of zombies and throw one of my projectiles. As the zombie falls back, I ready another. There's too many of them. What am I going to do? Need a hand? I knew she'd show up. I like that she actually has the flamethrower in this. This is the most unique animation we've gotten in one of these games. Mel? Mel appears in the doorway to the classroom, a flamethrower raised. A burst of flame takes up the zombies between me and safety. I was picturing like a literal flamethrower from Resident Evil. Let's go. Phew, boy, am I glad to see you. If I didn't hear you shouting, you'd be dead by now. What should I say? Do you have to be so blunt, or thanks for saving me? Thanks for saving me. No thanks needed. Consider repayment for helping me earlier. I hope that doesn't mean you'll only help me if you owe me. If I can save someone from zombies, I'll do it. Save someone from zombies was oddly bolded. Assuming I still have enough fuel, of course. Right, we need to restock at the chemistry lab sometime. I take it you're out, and that's why you weren't burning up the zombies yourself? Yeah. We should get out of here before the zombies I didn't take out follow us. Good point. We hurried down the hall to put distance between us and the classroom. So what happened to you anyway? I was just about to say I hope we asked that. I got separated from the group when we were fighting the zombies on the stairs. I tried to follow you, but it was too dangerous on my own. We backtracked, but we couldn't find you before we were forced to move on. Makes sense. I finally decided it was best to head for the AV room and to rendezvous with you there. I didn't expect to see you gotten separated from the others, too. That was intentional, actually. We were surrounded by zombies, so I lured them away so the others could get to the AV room safely. Let's hope there's no zombies in the AV room. You were going to sacrifice yourself? No, I mean, I intended to meet up with everyone again, but there were more zombies than I anticipated. So I'm really, really glad your path took you past the classroom. Unbelievable. This is a fancy-looking room. We reached the AV room without any further difficulty and find the others inside. You are hurdles across the room when she sees me and tackles me in a tight hug. Is that a real word? You're okay. I was so worried about you. Don't ever do something that dangerous again. Another weird question mark. She clings to me like she never wants to let go. What should I do? Hug you or break away from the hug? I'll hug her. The hug has a loading time. I wrap my arms around you in return and hold her against me. It's okay, I'm fine. I was afraid you'd never come back. Don't worry, I'm here now. There's some weird music happening in the background. Good, I'm so happy to see you again. Yeah, I was there to save his life when things got bad. What? Don't worry about it. Mel helped me out of a tight spot, that's all. You mean you almost died? I would have... You pulls herself out of my embrace and punches my shoulder. Ow! How dare you put yourself in that much danger? If you died, what about me? I'd be here all alone without my best friend. And she throws her arms around me again with a muffled sob. Muffled sob. I'm sorry, Yua. I was just trying to do the right thing to protect the rest of you. I didn't mean to put myself in danger. Promise me you'll never do something like that again? I'll do my best to avoid danger. That's not what I said. Here we are vocalizing. Look, if there's something I can do to protect you, I'm going to do it, okay? I can't promise not to help you if it comes to that. Okay. She presses her face against my neck. But in that case, I'll do the same for you. I'm going to protect you, Shorty, just like you always protected me. We're going to get through this together. Okay, I feel like she should have looked determined when she said that. I stroke her hair gently as she calms down. We'll get out together. I'm just so glad you're okay. I was worried about you too, you know. I don't think we thought of her more than once after we got away. Huh? It was a gamble that I could throw enough of zombies away, and even then I didn't know if you run into more trouble on your way to the AV room. We did, but Ronka was able to fight them off. See? You were in danger too. I didn't like that. Then I'm glad we're both safe. Me too. I wish we didn't have to think about things like that. I wish this whole thing was just an awful dream and we could go back to talking ahead of class like none of it ever happened. Even if we escape together, nothing will ever be the same again. If I could go back, there's so many things I'd do differently, things I wish I'd said. Like what? This isn't the right time or place for it. That's why I wish I could go back. Oh, I see.
But we'll get through this, and then I'll tell you, okay?
I wonder what she has to tell us. I don't think she needed to go back in time for that, though. We're still alive. Yeah, okay, I'm looking forward to it. I hug you again, then step back. Since Mel found me while I was running from the zombies, we're all together again. Now we can get back to the plan.
It's good to know that you're okay, Mel.
Yes, it is. Have you guys not done anything since getting here?
Oh, yes. I hope you didn't think I was ignoring you. I'm happy you're back, too. Well, this is weird. I'm not used to such a warm welcome. So you just conveniently ran into Shorty out there, huh? Right? That's more like what I expected. What's your problem, Kay? Even if you don't get along with Mel, we should all be happy that she's back. Just seems to me that when someone like her disappears and then pops up again during a zombie outbreak, we ought to question it a little more.
What do you mean, someone like her?
Someone who keeps to herself all the time and doesn't have any friends. Someone who is caustic and rude without any concern for others. Wow, pot calling the kettle black. Someone who likes science more than human beings.
Is she really suggesting Mel went off on her own for a sinister reason? Like, what? That's not...
Forget it, Shorty.
Huh?
She's made up her mind about me. Why waste your breath trying to convince her she's wrong?
No, you can't let people like this have their way.
I just said what everyone else thinks. So be it. Your opinion hardly matters to me.
Mel folds her arms and turns away. Her head is up, but I've spent enough time with her now to detect the slight tension in her posture that she says she's not as calm as she's pretending. She can say it doesn't matter, but I know she's actually hurt by what Kay said, especially if she thinks it's true that everyone else secretly feels the same way. What should I do? Stand up for Mel? Don't waste your breath. Stand up for Mel. Waste of breath or not, I have to say something. Maybe Kay will never see things my way, but Mel deserves to know that I believe in her. You're wrong, Kay. Mel isn't like that.
Excuse me?
Your description of her was way out of line, and if anyone else believes it, they're wrong too.
I told you to forget it. You don't have to argue for my sake.
I can't let this go. There's no reason you should have to take stuff like that.
Shorty? Oh, please. Just because she helped you a few times doesn't mean she's some paragon who deserves your defense.
Mel is a good person. If she keeps to herself, it's because people don't give her a chance. They make up their minds about her before they get to know her, and after a while, she probably stopped trying.
You speaking from experience there?
I know what it's like to be misunderstood, and to say things that don't come across the way you mean them, and then it's too late to take it back. And as for liking science more than people, that's just a blatant lie. Mel studies science because she wants to help people. For that matter, her knowledge has already helped us. The more I think about it, the angrier I become. Mel's weapon saved us, and that includes you, Kay. She saved your life, so how dare you suggest she's our enemy?
Oh, whatever. It's not like she swooped in and rescued me herself.
Mel puts her hand on my shoulder before I can continue shouting at Kay.
It's okay, Shorty. You can stop now. But you're never going to convince her, although maybe you got through to the others, and I appreciate the things you said.
Her words come out awkwardly, and she blushes even from making that slight statement of gratitude. I think I really hit the nail on the head with my comment being misunderstood. For all her scientific knowledge, Mel seems to struggle to express herself. I meant every word of it, but I don't want the others to think bad things about you either.
It's okay. What you said is enough.
I look at the others for a moment. Except for Kay, everyone looks thoughtful and somewhat abashed. Then I turn to face Mel. I know you'd never do anything to hurt us.
I never thought anyone would defend me the way you did. It's a funny feeling. Who'd have thought it'd take a zombie apocalypse for that to happen?
I feel like I'm starting to understand you. Maybe not entirely, but a lot more than I did before.
Yeah, it's nice to be understood.
Once the others get to know you, I'm sure they'll feel the same way.
Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, it's enough.
It's enough that you're here. She looks at her hand, still on my shoulder, and then trails her fingers down my arm until she reaches my hand. Then she clasps my hand in hers. Meanwhile, Yua becoming increasingly less glad Mel is safe.
The two of us, we're in this together.
It's awkward and uncomfortable, but somehow it makes me smile more than any eloquent response could have. I squeeze her hand in return and meet her gaze. We are. I'll always be here if you need me. Good, I'll be counting on you. What if we get a choice and we actually have to pick which girl to save from the zombies? As we turn to face the others again, Mel drops my hand, but she steps a little closer, close enough for me to feel her warmth against my side. I don't want to hear one more word against Mel, understood?
Whatever. Seriously, don't waste your breath arguing with her anymore. If you want to waste your breath, use it on something more important, like me.
It's such weird wording. Right, I'll keep that in mind. If that's settled, shouldn't we get back to our plan?
Right, we should be able to get a news broadcast from here.
Wow, something's wrong with the TV. They clearly have Comcast. Yua hurries over to the large TV set up in the corner of the AV room and turns it on. It really has a huge TV. Like, it looks like it's like floating in the middle of the thing. Oh my gosh, look at the pictures! That's horrifying. The first few channels are filled with static, but she switches to a news station which comes through clearly. Mysterious new illness is spreading across Japan at an alarming rate, and has researchers baffled. It appears to have started in the early hours of the morning and quickly overtook the community. Oh no. The screen is filled with horrific images and footage of zombies attacking people. Bodies litter the streets, but they soon rise to attack more people. It isn't just here. Due to the nature of the disease, people have begun referring to the infected as zombies. Scientists urge people not to jump to conclusions until a proper analysis can be conducted. Oh yeah, sure, like there's any chance they aren't zombies. The situation is becoming increasingly dire. Tokyo has been evacuated, and other evacuation notices are expected to follow. Random apartment with a fire. Is that our apartment from the other game? What? The following nations have agreed to take refugees. Refugees? Hang on, they're making it sound like the entire country is going to be evacuated. Can it really be that bad? Think about the nature of this outbreak. It's highly transmissible, has a 100% mortality rate, and the infected, even the dead ones, deliberately seek out new people to infect. It's nearly impossible to contain. Some feel it's too early to make such a call, but with the rapid spread of this disease, entire communities have already collapsed. The screen changes and a map of Japan appears. Certain areas are shaded red, while others are only partly filled. That entire map is black. They could not make some red. A legend along the side says rescue and evacuation efforts are underway in the partially filled areas, while the areas that are completely red indicate they're overrun. Wait a minute. She jabs her finger at a red region of the map. Our town is here. Does this mean everyone's given us up for dead? They think it's too late for us? What should I say? Yeah, they've abandoned us, or someone might still come for us. I think I'll say they've abandoned us. Yeah, they've abandoned us. No, how could they? It's like a triage. They need to save the people who could still be saved. And that doesn't include us? How can you be so cold? She's not being cold, she's being honest. They're trying to save as many people as possible. They probably don't even know anyone is still alive here, Stop it, just stop talking, you're making it worse. I understand Mel's logic, but I know how Yua feels too. We're on our own, like we've been forgotten by the world. We should try to let someone know we're here. That's right, that's the other reason we picked the AV room. Does anyone know how to use the broadcasting equipment? Probably a question we should have asked before we came here. I helped the AV Club with a radio broadcast once. And I have a bit of technical knowledge on the subject. Let's see what we can do. They hurry together over to the equipment while the rest of us watch the news broadcast. As more footage is shown of devastated towns and desperate evacuations, my stomach lurches. This is really bad. If anyone can hear us, please respond. Look at that floating walkie-talkie. Silence greets his cry over the radio. Please, we're survivors. If anyone can hear us, we're at the high school. He continues his plea for a while, but although the radio appears to be working properly, there is no response to his transmissions. At least we got our message out there. Probably should have said what school we were and where we are. Yeah, so maybe... Shh, something's happening. The reporter is back on screen, looking even more shaken than before. I just received an urgent report. The Prime Minister has sent out a plea for help. American and European forces are currently on the move toward Japan. Forces? As in military forces? I have a bad feeling about this. Are they going to nuke us? Their primary mission is to stop the outbreak from reaching other nations. Meanwhile, evacuation efforts will be redoubled as it appears Japan itself may be lost. Our entire country is lost? We reached the AV room, but the news is worse than we could have imagined. With the outbreak of control across Japan, how will we survive? Find out in the next chapter! It was an abrupt ending, but... So what do you think so far? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!